I do welcome you to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless, and we're here to understand what the Bible is teaching about what's going on in this world and what's taking place and what's happening right now. See, the Bible teaches about what's going on in this world. The Bible is God's book, and He has given what's going on in this world. And the Bible is very clear about the end time days and what's going to be taking place, and about the leadership of the world and what's going on. And this is what we want to talk about. But I'm finding that people are choosing darkness rather than light. Now you can go to 1 Thessalonians. This is Paul's letter that he wrote to the church at Thessalonica and told them to read it to other churches as well. And what he wrote in this book, he talked about the coming of Jesus, especially in chapter 4, talks about the return of Jesus and taking the resurrection coming when Jesus moves into the heavens, that the resurrection will come, and the people that have been saved and born again, even from the dead through the living, will be called to meet Him in the heaven. And this is where the marriage supper of the Lamb is going to take place. And then after the marriage supper of the Lamb, then He comes to this world with an army to take down what's got set up in this world that the Bible talks about. Through the beast and Satan's leadership, he's here now on earth, and he's bringing all this about and building his kingdom, empire here on earth, and he's using men to do that. And we want to be very clear in what we're trying to share with this world. And we want to talk to you, to everyone. We want to talk to everyone. We don't want to leave anybody out. Anybody that wants to listen, we're here. Now you can push it away if you want to. And we're seeing people do that. Rather than listen, they push away. I've been on YouTube and Facebook and people that on Facebook that used to be friends or friend no more because they don't like what I'm sharing and giving. But I'm trying my best to give light, to talk about the things that the Bible is talking about, what the Bible's giving. And I know that people fuss at me about being able to talk about time and dates, but see, I can't talk about the day and the hour of Jesus' coming. I can talk about the time and the season, but I can't give the day and the hour because I'm not to know that. So don't get tore up at me. I know people say, well, you can't know because the Bible says you can't know the day or the hour. Well, see, I'm not trying to give the day, the hour. I hope you understand that. I'm trying to give the time and the season of where we are and what's going on. And, of course, when we get to the time that the marriage supper of the Lamb will take place there in heaven, then this is when the resurrection is going to be. I don't like to use the word rapture because that's a connection with a false doctrine talking about the rapture of the church, but the church has become evil. It's sad to say, but the church has turned to darkness. They've chose darkness rather than light. And they're not teaching the things that the Bible's teaching. They're still teaching things that are very simple and to be understood, and still giving milk to the people and not giving them any meat. And so Paul warned Timothy about that. He said it would happen in Timothy's time, and it did. See, this is when all this thing begun. By the end of the apostolic age, which was the 100-year generation, by the time of that 100-year generation ended, that the church world had already turned and went in that direction. And we've been in that for over 1,900 years. We've been in that kind of a thing and not really giving the meat of the word, but we want to give meat. And that's what we're here to do. I know you can push back and fuss and all you want to. That's all right. If you want to do that, if you want to learn and be in the light and see things, and we encourage you to start talking to Jesus. No use to fuss at me, because I can't give you light and understanding. The only thing I can do is talk about what the scriptures are talking about and giving it. And I want to see what's going on. I want to understand what's going on. And when you read 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I encourage you to go there and read that and study that chapter, because Paul is talking about the difference between the people that are walking in the night and the people that are walking in the day. Paul says that we're not the children of night, but we're children of day. We can see and understand. Now, the children of the night, the ones that walk in the night, will not be able to see because they walk in darkness. See, and the thing that I'm looking at is that people are choosing darkness rather than light. And Jesus told Israel, as he traveled in his teaching time, he told them then, he said, you choose the darkness rather than the light. And he was here to give light. And they were pushing away and running away, and when he fed the 5,000 and started teaching about eating from his table and eating his flesh and drinking his blood, and they said, oh, that's too hard, and they started walking away, and Jesus turned to the disciples and said, will you go away also? See, people choose darkness rather than light. They choose milk instead of meat. Paul wrote back to the church at Corinth after he had been gone about 7 years. He wrote back to him and he said, I can't give you any meat because you're still babies. You're still on milk, 7-year-old baby, still drinking milk. People in this world has come to understanding, but they're still on milk. they don't want to go on and get into the meat part of the Bible. They'd rather walk in the milk and drink milk. But people choose. See, we have a choice. God gave us that ability as He created the flesh world that we're in now. He gave Adam and Eve the ability to choose. If you walk with Him, you walk in light and understand. But if you turn away to the tree of knowledge and good and evil with Satan's encouragement, you will walk in the dark. You will not really see what's really going on and what's happening. But if you talk to Jesus and begin to walk with Him, fellowship with Him, and you'll be able to see, you'll be able to understand things from the book of Genesis through the book of Revelation. You can see things more clear. You can read the scriptures and have better understanding. Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and read that chapter and let it soak in. That Paul's talking about how that Jesus will come as a thief in the night to those that walk in darkness. But the people of light will be able to see when it's time for His coming. And they'll be looking for Him. They'll be expecting it, and we're there. We're here in the end time days. We started these 24-year end time days in 2000 for 24 years. And when we come to May the 14th here in 2025, see, that ended the 24 years, but it's been extended for a year. We're in the year of extension right now. This is a playover of Abraham when he come to the 24 years that he had walked in sin, and God gave him the law of circumcision, and then a year later that Isaac was born. And it's also a playover of Jacob, when Jacob went off to Haran, and 24 years later he came back in the land to Bethel, and then Benjamin was born. So see, this is talking about the two times that Jesus will come to Israel. He came like Isaac as a lamb, but this time he'll come as Benjamin the warrior. And see, we need to understand this. And this is a playover too here. See, we started this in 2000. And when we come to May of this year, May the 14th in 2025 here, see, that was the 24th year. And we're in the year of extension. See, this is talking about His coming. This is a playover of Isaac coming and Benjamin. See, that showed the times of his coming. And this time He's going to return as Benjamin, as a warrior. And this is where we are. And this will be coming between now and May the 14th in 2026. All of this is going to come to the climax as we go through this time. And this is what we're trying to share. We're not trying to cause fear. Of course, if you're walking in darkness, it should cause you to fear. And you should be willing to come out of that darkness and come to the light and choose the light and walk in the light. And Jesus taught about that. He taught about coming to the marriage supper of the Lamb, being a part of that. And he taught the parable of the man made the feast, and people refused to come to the wedding feast. And you can read that in Matthew, I think, chapter 22. And he taught it in Matthew 25 about the 10 virgins as well. So we've got to use the light that he's given us to gain more light, gain more understanding. Follow the light. Listen and desire the truth. Don't choose darkness over truth, over light, because that's the wrong way to go. And I hope you do that. And so God bless you, and you have a great day.